So as we wrap up the semester, we're going to look back by creating a digital portfolio that will serve as our conference. We're going to go to a site called Live Binders, and we're going to create a portfolio like this. I'm going to go through the individual steps in just a minute, but I want to give you an overview of what it's going to actually look like. I'm opening up this demo portfolio called CNHS Portfolio. And you're going to see I have tabs at the top. I have 4 tabs: Google Drive, 3D Creation, City Project, and Photoshop. Those are the 4 main areas that we covered in our time together. Each of those tabs has subtabs. The Photoshop subtab has many more subtabs because we spent most of our time in the 4th quarter doing Photoshop, and we had many more assignments for it. So each of these subtabs down here represents one single assignment. And so what you're going to do is create the same subtab as me, and you're going to upload a picture of the assignment as well as a description of it. So I'm going to go ahead and stop right now and show you how to log on to the site and how to create your portfolio. So navigate to livebinders.com and you'll come to the welcome screen. From here, we're going to click on Sign Up. And so what you're going to do is you're going to create a username, and you're going to use my email address to sign up, and that will give me an indication that you've actually created an account, and it'll make it easier for us to share things. So here's my email address. You can type that twice. You'll create a password. It would be very convenient for me if your username indicated what your actual name was. So I might do something like, and since my name might be taken by somebody else, I might just add a number. But when I get an email saying that Justin Eames98 has created a portfolio, it'll be much easier for me to figure out who it is and much easier for me to grade. So go ahead and complete those steps and press sign up, and I'll come back when I'm signed in myself. Once we get to this screen, you won't have all these binders, obviously. I've been using this site for a few years now. You can click on New Binder at the top. Give it a name. So I'm going to say Digital Portfolio, and then I'm going to put my last name. Give it a 1 or 2 sentence description. Something like that. Go ahead and you can make it public or private. It'll be easier to share if it's public, but that's up to you. And for this, I'd probably change the category to education. Actually, go ahead and make it public. That'll just make things a lot simpler. And you press Create New Binder. Now, right now, it's basically blank. We've got these generic tab 1, tab 2, tab 3. You can simply change the names of those tabs by clicking up there. And I need one more, so I'm going to click on this plus button for a tab. And I think my last one was called 3D Creation. Then, underneath each tab, I can add a subtab. So one of our Google Drive assignments was Technology Timeline. Another one was the autobiographical slideshow. And you'll make a subtab for each assignment. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and show you all the tabs and subtabs I have. As I go to each tab, you should pause the video and create the subtabs that I have. Even if you don't have the assignment finished, please create the subtab. So for Google Drive, I have Timeline, Spreadsheets, Slides Autobiography, and Google Forms. So go ahead and pause the video and create those subtabs. For 3D Creation, I have Illustrator Nameplate and Tinkercad. For City Project, I have City Research and Google Earth Tour. And for Photoshop, I have all of these: Selection Basics, Exploding Text, Virtual Aquarium, Color Isolation, Planet Generator, Star Field, Fire Text, Picture Text, Hero Initials, and Landscape. One thing I want to point out is even if you can't find the file on the computer itself, if you've turned it in, it still exists on Jupyter Grade, and you can download the file that you turned in. So now I'm going to show you how to actually upload one of these assignments. So if we look at my example, Technology Timeline, I have a picture of the assignment, and I have at least 3 bullet points. The first bullet point tells me what program I used in creating it. The second bullet point describes what the assignment is. The third bullet point describes the main tools that I used or the main focus of this particular assignment. For Technology Timeline, I indicated that I'd used mostly text boxes, shape tools, and word art, which are really the only things that we used to create this assignment. I'm going to shoot over to Spreadsheet, which is currently blank. And I am going to edit this binder at the top here. And right now it's empty. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say add content. And there's certain ways I can do this. So the first thing I'm probably going to want to do is upload a picture. So I'm going to click on that in just a second. But over here I've actually opened up my spreadsheet in Google Drive. And the best way to go about including things like this is take a screenshot. So on a PC, you'll recall, of course, I'm going to use the snipping tool. On a Mac, you can press the Command Shift 4 and draw the box, and it will show up on the desktop. So I'll create a new picture here of the important information. I'm going to save it. I'll just put it on my desktop so I can find it easily. And I'm just going to call this spreadsheet. I can go back to my portfolio. I'll click on Upload. I'll choose the file for my desktop. It was called Spreadsheet. And I'll press the Upload button. And it's going to pop up. Now I'm going to click on the Text button. And I'm going to choose one of these two layouts, either the text media or the media text. I don't really care which side the picture is on or which side the text is on. You can go back and forth if you'd like. And what that's going to do is it's going to automatically put the picture over here in the picture box, and it's going to provide 2 text boxes for me. The top one, of course, is just going to be sort of a title text box. So I'll call that Theme Park Spreadsheet. And I'm going to press the Save button. That's going to sort of lock that in. And I'll press click here to edit. And now I can add those bullet points. The first one was a description. A description of the program that was used. And the main tools I used. Which sort of walks through the process. Keep in mind that if you have spelling or grammatical mistakes in here, if you don't capitalize words, you're going to get an F on the portfolio. It's just that simple. There are spell check built right in here. So there's absolutely no excuse for turning in work with misspelled words or, for example, not capitalizing the word I. You're just simply not going to get a passing grade if you turn in work that doesn't have complete sentences or which doesn't conform to the rules of spelling and grammar. So please keep that in mind. And when I'm ready, I'm going to go ahead and press Save. And this one is now complete. And I can move on to my next one, Slides Autobiography. As you do these, please make sure that the picture actually mostly fits in the box here. I say that mostly for the Photoshop assignments because some of them might be very large and it might be very hard to see. It might make you scroll a whole lot to see it. And if that's the case, go ahead and take a new screenshot where you can sort of fit the whole thing here inside the box. Those are the main tools that you need. The Google Drive are pretty self-explanatory. For 3D creation, you can take a screenshot of the Illustrator nameplate that you designed. And you can take a picture of any sort of basic thing that you created on Tinkercad. So you can sign into Tinkercad, take a picture of some creation that you made, and explain what Tinkercad is, and describe the individual project that you see over here in the text. City project, you could take a screenshot of part of the research. You won't be able to fit the whole thing on there, and that's okay. Same thing with Google Earth Tour. Take a screenshot of one of the locations that you created, the place marks that have the description of that you created with using the HTML. Photoshop's pretty self-explanatory. They should be pictures, screenshots of the actual assignments with descriptions. Make sure that for each individual one you are describing the main tools that you use, because all of them had sort of main focuses that taught you different techniques. When you are done, and this is probably the most important thing, you need to go to share. And the best thing for you to do is go link or embed. And you need to go on Jupyter and you need to send me the link to the binder. Not to the current tab, not to the presentation mode. Go ahead and send me the link to the entire binder. And please make sure that when you created the binder, it was made public. If you send me a binder and it's private and I can't open it, you will get a 0 for the project. No exceptions, the end. So it was public when you created it. Send me this link in Jupyter Grade and I can grade it.